Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines 2. Our Woodlands industrial area is coming along pretty nicely, and I thought what I'd do is I will actually expand upon our district here a little bit so that we can try and actually make this our industrial district area. And to be honest, hang on, if we are doing it like this, maybe we take it up to about there through into this area. You know what, actually it needs to incorporate this building and this landfill, like so. I'm actually quite a fan of what we've done there with the little roundabout area. So if we do that in terms of Birdsong Meadow, so we'll leave it there. We'll just rename it to Woodlands. Woodlands, I think, is a reasonable kind of name. If you think you need you've got a different naming suggestion, please leave it in the comments down below. So there we go. So we've got the Woodlands industrial area over here. I will effectively add another little district here next to it. And I will extend it into that area. And we'll kind of go up to the edge here. Something like that. Anchor Bluff. I like it. We'll keep Anchor Bluff in here. So there's not much of a bluff, but anyway, I like that idea, and that's kind of just the area next to the industrial area here. Now, what we need to do is this. I'm kind of wanting to get rid of some of these facilities, so I'm going to. Our traffic is starting to fill in a little bit more. What I'll need to do is I'll need to get rid of that. Let's get rid of this one. Oh no, get rid of that. If we do that, we've got this area here, Pearl Street, which has got a few kind of offices in here. And I'm kind of, maybe I'll just downgrade it to a lane. Let's do that. Let's downgrade it to a lane. Something like that should be okay. And then we could actually run the lane through there also. Yeah, I think that'll work. We'll clear that out. So that's okay. The Strawberry Lane over here. It's interesting. And what we'll do is we'll just extend it into this general area like so. And then we'll put a few more things on here. Definitely not high density. So let's leave that in place. See if that'll work for us there. We'll get that one going there. This one on this side. Get a little 3x3 over there. That's all good. See about maybe something in that spot. You know what could be interesting as well is if we. Oh, it's actually it's the European theme that we're using. So let's do that. Get a couple of shops in there. And we'll do that. So that kind of just extends that area a little bit with a little bit more interesting things here in terms of this as we go into Woodlands on this side. Now, we need a little bit more of everything, really, if we look at our demands here. What I wanted to do is maybe start planning out this area a little bit. Now, we need schooling. So our schooling is probably all filled up. So we need more in terms of school access. Where do we have schools? Let's have a quick look at our schooling situation. We've got a school there, we've got a school there, and we desperately need some more schooling, maybe in this area right over here. That's not a bad spot there. So let's grab this and get out of this view. Try and snap this a little bit and see if we were to put a school in here. Even this side might work fairly well. before it kind of snaps to the other side. So let's put an extra school in this area. It could be useful to have another school here, to be accessible on that side. Kind of tempted to see about what we can do in terms of expanding its facilities a little bit. We can't do on this side. If we were to put in something like this, what is this? This is a children's clinic, 5% health for all students. If we were to bring it in, something like that maybe, and if we have to kind of assign it onto the edge there. Well, we'll do that, and what we'll do is let's see if we can't squeeze in a little bit of parking in here. Not really. Oh. Yeah, that's not quite going to work. So anyway, we'll just leave it there. We don't have a reasonable parking area that we can actually utilize. What we'll do is we might just get a normal style park in this area here. Actually, a large playground. Yeah, a large playground. Right there is actually not too bad at all. And we can put in a few more trees and the likes in there. So that's an extra school. So hopefully that sorts out some of our schooling issues that we have. Bedford Croft here. Still, this is taking ages to get away. Can't seem to clear that up at all. Now, if we were to have a bit of a look at some lower density areas, I'm kind of tempted to do. Well, do we really want to do much more? Well, if anything, this area will become lower density with a bit of higher medium density on the edge here. So let's do medium density commercial. Oh, that's high density. We don't have medium density. So if we were to just do stuff like that, and we'll leave gaps open. So I'm kind of keen to do this, right? Let's start it off like that. And at the same time, we could do, and I don't want it, I want to do the North American style actually. If we do that, that's just medium density stuff. So let's see about this area. I want to have this frontage here pretty nice. What we'll do is let's just get some standardized. Actually, this can be European themed standardized areas, and I want to make sure we're adding it on that side there. Actually, let's just do this and see how it's going to do. So it is going to actually pop into all kinds of areas. Oh, beautiful! Look at that. There goes our medium density demands. That's actually not too bad. Well, I want to see how busy this actually gets. And then the idea would be, I wanted to do a little bit on here. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. Yes, let's demolish that. We really don't need that. But we want to... I was kind of wondering if we can do some nice high density, smaller buildings in here. So if I were to say do something like that, can we get... bit of a high density area like that? It's gonna fill in pretty quickly. Wonder what this will look like ultimately. So we'll get that. We'll see how that works and if that does anything for us. It's pretty reasonable. Got a reasonable bit going there. I am thinking we can do a little bit more up here in the hills. Basically, this is kind of a hilly terrain here, and we can do a little bit more hillside stuff here. Let's get a road to kind of go up this way. Actually, that's not a bad little area. And, ooh, I am kind of wondering how we're gonna, okay, let's get back to our slightly larger road, which is this one. And I do want this switched on so we can kind of see. Whoa. Oh, actually, we're down in the dumps down there. So let's do that. What we can do is maybe we get a bit of a bridge. Aha. Okay, so something like that. And you know what might be cool? I'm going to try this again. If I trim this back, what might be cool down here is to actually, let's have a quick look at how this is turning out. I actually want a little bridge in there. Let's do that. And I'm kind of going to just do a little bit of terraforming in here. Just going to grab me much smaller brush size. And I'm going to, even smaller than that, please. If we do something like that, we'll run that across there. So now the idea would be there we go. You have a bit of a low bridge down here. That's okay. I think that looks pretty cool, actually. So we'll have that bridge there, and then the idea would be,
pending updates to our power grid, the city will be experiencing rolling blackouts. We urge the public to remain calm during these breaks in service.
Something like this.
On the city's website on how to plan for these temporary.
Okay, let's actually do a little bit of interesting work here. So let's try and terraform this area a little bit more. So if I were to kind of select a height here, and we need this to be a little bit bigger. Right, so something like that. And then what we'll do is we'll smooth it out on the one side. And maybe a little bit on the other side, something like that. Just to get a little bit of a ridge there. And then the idea would be that I would like to...
and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services.
What does this look like?
And traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're
wow.
You might want to.
I'm loving this. I just needed to work a little bit better. Woodland Street, I like that. I like that because it's going to that area. So we would like to... So did we get it? We got nothing. We got nothing. And now it's Applegate Street. So we'll definitely want to trim that back a little. But yeah, we got nothing. Oh, actually, I want to ridge that up a little bit more here. And if we make it a little bit smaller, and we pick a level here, we do something like this. Right, I'm kind of keen for that to kind of run in there. Even if we just do a little section here. Come on. Oh, come on. How about that? Just want to see. I don't mind it too much. What I'll do is I'll push the terrain around here a little bit more so that we can make that work. And then on this side, I'm just gonna slowly, oh yeah, get that to come out of there and overlapping items? Well, what is that? So let's go there and try that again. And we can't get through there, but I'm going to end up tying it in. Actually, somewhere over here. I may as well buy it now. Tile, give me that tile please, so I can finish off my road network there. Thank you. And get back into it. And now the idea is up to about there, and then we'll move into both those areas. And I might actually make that a bit of a better U-turn there, to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll actually, we need to do it from the other side so we get that kind of same look and feel like so. And then all we need to do is upgrade it to go to the other side. And to be honest, maybe we remove this guy and we just do one single section kind of somewhere in the middle there. There we go. So that kind of gives us that area. There we go. That's pretty cool. And that ties you in to be able to go in there and move that way. And we could also, to be honest, we could also just do no, don't do that. Stop it. We would like something like this. We'll do something like that, and then we'll have to clean out a few things. So we don't want... Yeah, we don't want that. Obviously, this can't go in that way. We don't want a signal there. We definitely don't want a signal here. We want to remove these things. That one can stay. These need to go. That one can go. This one will stay. That's okay. I think that's okay. It'll need to wait. There we go. There we go. This one can't go that way. Yeah, that seems pretty good, actually. So now they can just slip straight that way. We could potentially downgrade this so that we only have a single lane and a single lane. And I think that's probably the right call. So let's downgrade that to like a asymmetrical. Right, so something like this is the key. If we were to not snap it and we were to do something like this, trying to get it to do we have a larger asymmetrical that's only 3 and 1? No, we really do not. So it's not an easy fix for us. So if we were to do that, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. If anything, let's go with a slightly bigger asymmetrical, which is this one. So that we give it a little bit of a little bit of room here. And what I will do, though, is I'm going to just make sure we do something like that. We're going to upgrade to the asymmetrical here. That one. Something like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to get rid of this one. Just going to tie in over there. It's a bit more natural now. And it doesn't have any issues. It's just going to go straight through that way. And to be honest, yeah, it looks pretty natural, to be honest, to me. That's okay. So that's gonna help us out there. So that gives us this entire road running around there, and this road is called Holly Street. Would we not call it Woodland Boulevard? Let's call it Woodland Boulevard. Where does it go? Oh my god. This is Orchard, actually. Orchard Boulevard. I want to make sure we keep that there. And then it goes in there and not on this side. And then we get Birch Street on the other side. How's this looking? Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I must say, I like that. And this step up here isn't too bad either. Yeah, it's not a bad little area. What's this looking like? Oh, got some reasonable high density up here. I like it. I like it. Lots of people kind of in that area doing their thing. Yeah, a little bit of high density up here is not too bad. Not too bad. But what I might do is I might do little bits of it and then put some parks and trees and stuff in between. And this is the European style high density, to be honest. So I'm going to keep going on that. I like that look quite a lot. The European style. What we would like to do is give us a little bit of a gap there and then add another one in this side and maybe a slightly smaller and slightly more offset there. 3 away, and we'll do something like that. And slowly this can kind of fill in a little bit and we can have a nice little area. We can actually have some walkways down here. What is this guy complaining about? Not enough customers. Okay, well, there's a fair bit of density in this area now. Oh, there's no one living here. And obviously, in this area, we'll also have to start looking at some facilities for people. Kind of tempted to build a hospital somewhere. Maybe this block is a hospital block. Can we have a look at a hospital? We haven't unlocked it. So let's unlock hospital. If we go to development and say, actually, guys, we're pretty keen on having a look at a hospital. Yeah, it's pretty cheap, so let's do that. Hospital should be very big. So if we grab a hospital, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to do a bit of a hospital complex with some parking and the like. So if I were to say do something like that. Yeah, so I'm keen on, if we do that for a hospital, I like that. Give me, okay, so let's quickly have a look at what everything is that we can switch on here. Specialized treatment, that's going directly in there. Trauma center is going directly in there, and a helipad is going on the top. So really, there's nothing that's going to be outside of that block. So we can do as much as we can with regards to some stuff here. So if we were, actually, I'm going to go do that. And then we're going to go and tie that in. Is that reasonable, or should we actually be doing maybe like proper one-way roads or something? Let's see, can we, if we snap it, we would like to snap it to the edge of the building, please. So let's do this. Yeah, I like that idea a lot more. So if we were to snap it down there, And I'm kind of keen to see about tying that in a reasonable way, like so, maybe. And now what I'm keen on doing is putting some parking in this area. So if we were to now say, give ourselves something like this.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must
going on?
drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public.
So if we do that, that's going to give us a bit of a laneway there. I'm keen on maybe hugging the building here.
What's up, honey?
We'll do that. We'll no. Please tie in directly. There we go. That's pretty good.
But you got something most music these days ain't. Let me guess. Lineage traced back to the great Haydn himself? Let's see here.
Excellent. So that kind of gives me a bit of a parking area. We might do a bit of a park in this area, but let's get some parking in here. I feel like a hospital like this would have reasonable surface parking lots.
But I told her that ain't funk. That's classical. Yes, indeed. That must be most exacerbating. Classical music has been known since the time of the early explorers. Funk, by contrast, is
we can't squeeze it in.
None of that here. Funk, as they say, is for the lay person. Now, let's hear another one of those soulful cats.
We're live.
So close to working here.
Traffic accident.
So close, but just not getting in there.
Have already been dispatched and
Kind of like this idea.
But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
There we go.
You're in it.
Actually going to squeeze in here.
No use reminding you.
There we go. That's awesome. I like that. That's nice and square in there. Now let's see. We can probably do a slightly smaller one. We can switch the snapping back on again. No, we don't want the snapping because
while sipping a fancy local Jarva mate, or so my wife tells me. That's good for business and good for the community.
Something like that. Yeah, I like it. And we can do maybe a smaller one over here. A really small one. Come on. If we could nudge it over a little bit, I think. But ultimately these tie in quite nicely together, I think. So maybe that's where we leave it. That's going to be it. And what we'll do is we'll fill it in with some parks and stuff. So give me a park over here. Maybe something like, it's probably more like a, what kind of parks do we have? Oh, I wouldn't mind, actually. What is this? This is a large plaza, large city park. Oh, the plaza has to, if we snap it, the plaza goes like that. And I don't think that's quite what we want. I don't want another large city park. A large playground is not too much fun either. The dark park, the small playground, the small plaza, and the small park, not quite ideal. If we do maybe something like the outdoor gym, tennis courts. Ooh, tennis courts though. I don't think that's really what we're after. Let's add some more stuff here. If we have another look at our parks, let's see. Let's get the sports park in there. And we also have tourist attractions, which we might not do straight away. Let's not spend all of our stuff there. Let's have a quick look at what we've got in terms of the sports parks. We've got a community pool. We've got a soccer field. Let's see about a community pool. Actually, I kind of like that idea because now we've got parking here and it can kind of work together in this area. I don't mind a community pool like that next to this, and we can put a few other bits and pieces in there. Can we move it just a little bit? I wouldn't mind getting it right up against. right up against the parking lot there. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think that's going to be okay in terms of community pool there. And now we've got basically a double up in terms of what we're doing with this area, pausing the game for the time being. So we've got that. I think this is a pretty good spot for a hospital, to be honest. It'll have reasonable access to wherever it wants to go. It's down on the hill here. Yeah, actually not bad at all. These higher density buildings are starting to look pretty cool. We don't have any further demand for higher density though. How's our ridge looking? We could potentially do a bit of a connection on that side. Be able to come into the hospital. And I'm thinking a little bit of commercial actually wouldn't be the end of the world here. Because we've got a little bit of room. Let's go with, the European themed stuff. If we go kind of slightly larger like that, and then maybe in something like this, maybe. Actually, instead of doing that, let's do a little something like that instead. Do that. Yeah, that's looking a little bit more reasonable. We might be able to squeeze a few more things up in here every now and again. Yeah, just a little bit of commercial around this area isn't going to be too bad for us. We might be able to do some higher density in this area also. Let's see. If we were to do one sizable office building, is that too big? Yeah, I think that's going to be too big. We're not going to do an office building that size. Let's go back. We're still using... We don't have a European theme, do we? So if we were to do... We don't. We just have standard office. So if we do that, is that going to be... Yeah, that's a much more manageable size. So let's get a bit of a higher density office space in there. Get a few more commercial, probably lower density commercial bits and pieces in here. And that's kind of our hospital complex right over there. Kind of like the idea. Should be pretty good. We've got some cars doing the rounds over there. We could add a bit of a connection through here somewhere. I'm not too sure. Those areas are starting to fill in. Oh yeah, we're getting a little bit more demand over there. Hopefully the hospital is operating and giving us a good some good vibes in the city. I like the hospital complex there. Now, what I kind of wondered is whether we can, around the hospital, whether we're going to do a little bit of residential, kind of lower density residential, maybe towards the back over here. Kind of wondering about that. And maybe again that is something that we can use a bit of a lane for. We do just stop snapping and we just say go a bit down there. So something like that could give us a little bit of it's not going to look too poorly, and we can get a little bit of low density residential in here, and maybe even a little bit of medium down here. Actually, that might work. So let's do a little bit of residential in here. We're quite after this. So let's go European style for this area. And I'm tempted to do a variety of sizes, but try and filling it out as best as we can. Okay, and then maybe on the bottom we'll make it a little doing something like that. Actually, let's trim that one back and not have it in there. What we'll do is we'll do like a few blocks in there, do a few blocks in there, do a few blocks in there, and then do some blocks like that. Actually, that's going to be, I think, a pretty reasonable thing to do. Don't go all the way there. Let's just do some residentials in there, some in there. A bit larger, like so. We'll do some there. Nice. We can definitely do the other side of the hill also, so let's do a bit of that. Pull in some more of that as well. Not go too deep into the hill though. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that probably about as much as we would like to do here. Do it maybe a little bit bigger over there. I like that. I like that. This is kind of how you would expect this. So a little bit of earthworks to kind of get it to work in this area. I'm kind of tempted to do a police station on this side, though it's pretty close to where our other police station is. So maybe it's not quite necessary just yet. These guys will get onto these big roads here pretty quickly. There we go. We've got a bit of an office going on over there. Got our houses coming in. Pretty good. We can probably do houses on this side as well, all right? Is that okay? Yeah, let's do more kind of houses in on this side. Oh, that doesn't actually want to work. Let's do that. Get some houses in there. Get some houses in there. Ooh, what's this? Pop musician's mansion. Oh yes, this is the this is due to us having the European style on some of these. And what we'll do is we'll do another one over there to get a few more bits and pieces going. Can we actually do a smaller piece? We can get something in there. Yeah, that'll look pretty good, I think. I think this doesn't quite fit the bill, does it? Yeah, this looks a little bit too industrially. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these back. So we don't want that. Let's close these out a little. And what I'm keen on doing is finding something that works. So can we do maybe something like that? And then if I was to do another lane, something like that. Yeah, I actually like that. That's not bad. And now I can do this. No, that's not quite right. Let's cancel that piece, please. The idea is really that we do that, and then that, and then this and that, and maybe that. And what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of stuff in there. Yeah, we just want something slightly smaller in here. So these are somewhat bigger, but hopefully they'll be a little bit more interesting. The 2x2s actually is a little bit more of an interesting sizing here. These things are all, so let's just remove the cost of this parking for the time being. Hospital we're not doing anything with. We might also do a little bit of terraforming here just to smoothen things out a little. I like to make it a bit bigger there, like so. Right. And then we can put some trees and stuff in there. So basically a bit of hilly terrain there with a little bit of a suburb around this area. Oh, and what we can also do, of course, is, you know what? We can put another little lane straight in there. Oh, crap. Now it's broken it again.
Guidelines on the city's website on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been a local public service.
Shall we take that out and see what we have? Oh, really? That's a bit of a bummer. There we go. That might look a little bit better. We'll do one in there as well. See about getting a little bit of a commercial vibe going on down this road here. And what we'll do is we'll just trim back some of these pedestrian crossings. There just seems to be a little bit too many in this area. So if we do something like that, we've got a couple of pedestrian area crossings in a reasonable location there, and that should be fine.
The commercial district is booming as the area.
I don't think we need it on all sides of it. So something like that, I think, is pretty reasonable, especially with these little laneways. So that's okay. There we go. So we've got a little bit of a commercial cluster going on over here. Maybe, yeah, that's just wanting to do the big maneuver there. That's okay. That's okay. We could maybe squeeze in a little park or something in here or another thing there. Yeah, all in all, that's looking pretty good. These little shops is of interest, I think. But that's okay. And we're eating into the hill here a little bit with a bit of a residential suburb that may or may not become a bit more fancier. Now the question is, did we want to do the other side as well? I'm kind of tempted to do the other side also. Wow, there's a lot of commercial. This area has got a lot of people wanting to do a little bit more with commercial. So I'm kind of tempted to just do a little bit more in terms of the housings here. Something like that. There we go. So there's some housing around the hospital, just low density housing around the hospital, a little bit of an office there, and a little bit of a commercial precinct with some associated parking and the like. It's a little interesting. I don't know if I love it, but leave your comments down below telling me what you think about this thing. This area is getting pretty busy due to these high density towers here, but our population is growing nicely and our budget is looking absolutely fantastic at the moment. It's doing really well and everything else is kind of okay. This area is complaining that it's saying what? Garbage is piling up. Okay, so what we need to do is let's quickly expand our capabilities here. Another truck depot, so we'll add that in there, get a few more vehicles in place. And we'll also do the hazardous waste facility to the back there. That's pretty good. So that's going to cost us a little bit more, but at least it's going to probably help out a little bit as well. So hopefully that will see these operate a little bit better also. Okay, good. We do need to kind of get this area up and running a little bit more. I'm kind of thinking a little bit more suburbs around the hills here, low density into the woodlands. Yeah, finding a spot where this road can kind of connect in or not, I don't know. I've got the big route running around, and so that should provide reasonable connectivity. The question is, we can probably do another similar maneuver out on this side. But it'll probably, yeah, and then it'll just bridge the gap to come back. So we'll have this nice long loop around, which is actually quite an interesting one. Okay, well, Alyssa Street. Yeah, okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.